Hey everyone, blessings. This is 12. This is Pine Grove News Live. It's 6 p.m. right on the dot. And Wednesday, 12/12/2018. And East Coast, just another day. Just another day. So-called paradise for some. And I guess that's it. I got really nothing to get this thing started except the news. So we'll just get right to that. Got an earthquake today, which didn't show up in my email. I'm going to show you where it was from that one from the other day. This is the 7.1 over here that happened, I believe it was Monday. Was it Monday? Probably 2 days ago. Or maybe it was yesterday. In any case, this was the latest one, and we talked about a tsunami and all that stuff. But the other one is way over here, okay? And it was only I believe it was a 6.3, okay? But it moved from there to here. So that's where that warning was. I did get it in my other email, but it didn't come on the one that I used for the news. But whatever the case, I mean, who knows what's going on with the USGS nowadays? I don't trust them. I just, they say we get an earthquake. I'm still yet to, except for Dutch cents, been able to find anything else that's that I can, rely on. But in any case, just letting you know, another one out here on the bottom of the earth, or close to it. So something's going on here. Don't know what. Anybody knows? Leave a comment, leave a link, whatever you got. So we're going to go with this that I did hear from yesterday. This was given to me by a sister in Christ the other night, because she has, I'm not sure who was over there, a friend or a relative with a friend, but apparently they were in the area of this Strasbourg shooting, okay, which, and I have updates for it, but this is the one she gave me that night, and they were hiding. They were hiding from this gunman, and in a parking lot, underground parking lot. So we all prayed for her, and I saw her today, and she didn't mention anything. So I guess, but the prayers worked. That they were safe. I hope they're okay. So, gunman at large kills 3 and injured 12. So, I don't know. I'll just get to the other three. The other two we have. This one is the next one that I got from Sign of the Last Days. Apparently, this gentleman has lent. What is going on? And I'm leaning on all the buttons. Islamic terrorist attacks famous Christian market, shouting Allahu Akbar. Yeah. Like they didn't have enough, enough problems in there over in France. But there was a map. Was it on this one? It showed, where this was taking place. And, here. Yeah, okay. So this is France. And this is Strasbourg. I believe right on the border there. I guess Germany is there. So that's where it was going on. And then I got this this morning. Actually, when I got home from work. So this guy, and apparently he got away in a taxi. That's just the what we have so far. So this terrorist opened fire with automatic weapons on shoppers, and what he was shouting. Yeah, it's a famous refrain from the Islamic when they attack. Yeah, so 700 police officers and others mentioned, or members of the security forces were searching for the gunman. Haven't found it yet, but I got, I believe it's this one. Oh, this is another one before the actual. This is another update. And apparently this is the stand-in figure right now. Blacklisted news. Okay. 4 dead now instead of 3. 12 wounded. But there's an update for that. How many are wounded too? Terrorist attack. Shooter reportedly fled scene in taxi. Things are only getting stranger as a suspect in Tuesday's shooting at the Christmas market in Strasbourg remains at large. So apparently, France Info is reporting that the injured suspect, okay, because apparently he was in this shootout, made his getaway to taxi that he robbed, which could explain why police have had such a hard time finding him. I would guess so. But anyways, then they go down here and they talk more about it, and they mention that they got some of their news. Here's an update 3. The primary suspect reportedly still at large more than an hour after initial reports claiming he had been cornered by police. The latest reports indicate that he is still on the run. Then we go down here, and there's another update. I believe it was, they're calling it update 2 here, but come on, man. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I keep hitting this button. I'd like to know how I do it to get it that way. But, yeah, when you want to do it, it just doesn't do it, right? So update 2, 8, this is French. France press reports that the shooter is 29-year-old robbery suspect who was to be arrested early this morning. And when police arrived at his home, they discovered explosives. This is according to the Associated Press. Somewhere down here, there's another update, and that's why I went over to Routers or Reuters. How do you pronounce that anyway? Reuters. Rooter, that's the name, and away goes trouble down the drain. Remember that commercial? Can you forget it? Very expensive too. But anyways, they reported it. And I'm trying to figure, where did I get that update? Because this seems backwards now. It's the updates. Because update 3, I thought, was the update that had mentioned Reuters. But anyway, this update was from the Telegraph. This one from the Associated Press. Pretty sure I saw Reuters in here somewhere. Anyways, of course, when you want to find it. But anyway, well, yeah, as Reuter notes. But anyway, apparently, they might have him cornered somewhere. That's all that I have for that last update. They got him cornered somewhere. And that's it. That's it. No more news. This one says he remains at large. But there was one place up here where it says that the shooter is cornered, and they are, I don't know. We'll bring you what's left. I'm sorry to leave it at that, but I thought it said in here where he was cornered. Nope. Well, it says right here, initial reports claiming that he had been cornered by police. Okay, not that he was. Sorry for that mix-up. So, just it. The latest reports indicate that he is still on the run. I will go with update 3. You know, there you have it. And there's no, I went over, if it'll go there. So I went over the Reuters to find out if they had any updates, and I have not seen any so far. Got an update somewhere, but no. Still hunting for him. Yeah, and at one time they thought that there was 2 shooters, but it's still a story in the making. A suspect to be caught. Anyways, prefers that he gets caught. And have this guy running around with, automatic weapons, shooting at people indiscriminately. Whatever. All right, so we'll move on to End of the American Dream. It is being reported that Trump is considering replacing Mike Pence with Nikki Haley for the 2020 election. I mean, here, what is it? 2 years into his presidency, and he's already, well, I guess he's got to keep that up. He will be running definitely, unless something happens. And he does mention somewhere in a tweet, somewhere where I saw that if he ends up being impeached or he somehow is, assassinated, heaven forbid, he talks about, he says that there would be a civil war, and I don't doubt that. I really don't. There's a lot of strong feelings on both sides, and I think that could actually bring that about, which could be disturbing because I think that's what the elite, the deep state, the cabals, whatever you want to call them, that's what they want. They want us in total turmoil, chaos, so that they can go in and declare martial law wherever they want to, and finally lock the country down. Its citizens down. They'll let everybody else in, but they'll lock us down. In any case, it's just a rumor, okay? I don't know if he has anything against Mike Pence. I mean, I would think right now Mike Pence is a pretty good, supporter, believing in Christ and having those church meetings in the White House or services or whatever they're doing there, prayers and whatnot. So I would like to see that continue. I think he's just playing the Nikki card because she's a woman, and that headpiece. He wants to show people that he's, at least not now, a womanizer. Maybe just a user, but not a womanizer. Whatever the case, I know what old-fashioned. I mean, I'm old-fashioned. It's a dying breed, but yes, I was a womanizer in my earlier years because of my father's opinion and the way he treated women. My mother, yeah. So I was brought up, to treat women, well, not treat them with respect. I'll just put it that way. Anyways, yeah, when I was growing up, it was, keep your women barefoot and pregnant. I mean, that was a saying. And whatever. Me and my wife, before we were married, we talked about all that. Her role and my role. And of course, it never works out that way. It's totally upended backwards. Kind of like morals in today's society where evil is seen as good and good is seen as evil. Yeah, everything's upside down. Everything is upside down. And so this was kind of interesting. I only went there because they're actually going to tape a shouting match in the Oval Office. But then I went and started watching it, and guess who? Another person that I cannot. I mean, it's hard to bear, even when this person speaks. It was like Obama. After a while, every time he spoke, I just felt irritated all the time. So, anyways, they're discussing the government, possibly shutting down at least partially over this Democratic and Republic fight over funding for the wall.
An agreement today, we probably won't, but we have an agreement on other things that are really good. Nancy, would you like to say something?
No.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to meet with you so that we can work together in a bipartisan way to meet the needs of the American people. I think the American people recognize that we must keep government open, that a shutdown is not worth anything, and that you should not have a Trump shutdown. You have the White House,
did you say
Trump
Trump?
shutdown.
Oh.
You have the White House.
gonna call it.
You have the Senate. You have the House of Representatives. You have the votes. You should pass it
No, we
right
don't have
now.
the votes, Nancy, because in the Senate, we need 60
No,
votes.
no, but in the House.
And we don't
you
have.
could bring it up right now.
Yeah, but I
today.
can't, excuse me, but I can't get it passed in the House if it's not going to pass in the Senate. I don't want to waste
Well,
time.
the fact is, you can get it started that way.
The
And-
House, we could get passed very easily,
Okay,
and we
then do
do.
it. Then
But
do
the
it.
problem is the Senate, because we need 10 Democrats to vote,
No, no,
and
that's
they
not
won't
the
vote.
point, Mr. President. The point is that there are equities to be weighed. And we're here to have a conversation in a
Correct.
prayerful way, so I don't think we should have a debate in
Correct.
front of the press on this. But the fact is, the House Republicans could bring up this bill, if they had the votes, immediately, and set the tone for what you want.
If we thought we were going to get it passed in the Senate, Nancy, we would do it immediately. We'd get it passed very easily in the House.
No, that's
We
not
would
the
get
point.
it, Nancy, I'd have it passed in 2 seconds. It doesn't matter, though, because we can't get it passed in the Senate because we need 10 Democrat votes.
Well,
That's the problem.
again, let us have our conversation, and then we
That's
can
right.
meet with the press again. But the fact is that legislating, and which is what we do.
Right.
You begin, you make your point, you state your case. That's
Yeah, I just want to interrupt here for a minute. Something that was pointed out to me in this video, and it's very interesting. I haven't seen what this guy's wearing yet, but Trump is wearing a blue tie. I don't know if he's doing that with, giving respect to the Democrats who are blue, and Pence is wearing a Republican red tie. Which is what he should. So I don't know. Kind of some symbolic whatever is going on here. But I don't know how much of this you want to listen to. You got the link. I am only planning on being on here for 30 minutes, and we have 8 minutes left. So I will leave the rest of this for you if you'd like. It's 10 minutes, 30 seconds. I didn't listen to the last minute or so, but it's basically just back and forth. You know, Trump is good, Pelosi is bad, whatever. Good versus evil, eh? Migrants demand Trump let them cross the border or pay them $50K each to go home. Yeah, they have the nerve to give the president demands, extortion, whatever you want to call it. Pay them 50 grand. I mean, for these people from where they come from, it's probably, like $1 million. I don't know for sure. I'm just taking a guess, For them, it probably would be $1 million, but, for their leaders, so-called leaders in their countries, who are pretty well off. Anyways, that's a joke. That'll never happen. It's just funny. Let's see. A mystery drill. Yeah, this was very interesting. This radar anomaly crossed Illinois, Kentucky. This, according to Sputnik, could point to war games, and I don't know if they're going to show this or not. Let's start it. Yeah, here we go. See this anomaly right here? Nobody knows what it is. Nobody. Just loop back. They called the military, and the military said they had nothing going on. They didn't know anything about what they're talking about. Okay, the storm-like image appearing on the radar has led inhabitants in the Midwestern region of the United States to re-examine a mystery they thought they'd solved. Local reports indicate the radar anomaly came from a military aircraft, but it's unclear where the aircraft could have originated. So I did hear that they contacted the military. The military says that they didn't have anything going. So what we believe, according to whoever this is, released by aircraft this afternoon, has been showing up on radar for the past 10 hours now. Originated south of Olney. How do you pronounce that? Entering far north Tennessee. So very strange, and basically that's what's this is it as well. Let me shut this down because it'll keep going and mess things up if I don't. So, mystery radar blimps appear over Illinois, Kentucky, and nobody knows why. Closer look at it. Yeah, they're saying it could have come from military effort, but nearby military bases say that they had nothing to do with it. Whether they admit it or not, but yeah, if they're going to have some kind of drill going or some kind of experiment, I mean, somebody's doing something. Stuff like this just doesn't show up, and it's just an anomaly that's made from what, I don't know, the radar itself. I don't know. This is the National Weather Service. Yeah, they're in a state of confusion. It wasn't raining. It wasn't. Anyways, yeah, they're going to keep us mystified. Busy watching this and pay attention to this blimp while something else goes behind you. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, this is big news, man. Nuclear defense energy companies target of the latest global hack. So in a new global campaign dubbed Operation Sharpshooter, an unknown hacking group is infiltrating dozens of companies around the world with malicious software. Cybersecurity from McAfee reported Wednesday. That would be today. So according to a December 12th blog post by McAfee, however you want to pronounce it, I'm sure I'm wrong, the global hack had nuclear defense, energy, and financial companies in the crosshairs. Between October and November, the hacking group targeted people at 87 companies through social media by sending them what appeared to be recruitment messages to lure them into clicking a malicious or on malicious documents. People, that just goes to show you, social media is just another, it's just not good. None of it's good. I use it to, try and get my videos out there and get people, because there's a lot of people out there, but there's nothing good about it. There isn't. Everything you hear that comes from there, that once, there's just going to be a lot of easy pickings, easy targets out there, because people will just click. They just blindly click. Click, click, click. Oh, what's this? Click. Oh, what's this? Click. Sometimes without paying attention. I mean, you just go over and click, click. Right. Yeah, we've been in a global, cyber war for a couple of years now, at least. Our so-called part of the Cold War that we are going through. Another one. So from IntelliHub, Amazon warehouse robot pepper sprays 24 employees. Sends them all to the hospital, one in critical condition. Did everybody hear that? Amazon warehouse robot pepper sprays 24 employees. First of all, everyone, okay, in order for this robot to pepper spray 24 people, they would have had to have at least lined up one after the other, get sprayed in the face, move aside, and have the other one stand there and get sprayed in the face. Okay? These robots in these warehouses are programmed to do certain things. And even if they can be programmed to pepper spray somebody in the face, the program that you would need, and you would need to know where everybody is at a given time in order for that robot to be programmed to go to wherever these people are and spray them. Okay? So these people had to just be standing there wherever they were, either one after the other in line and getting sprayed, or this robot, and somebody knew exactly where they were, But in any case, don't believe this. If you believe this, you've already been caught up. And this is where we need to use our discernment. Even if if it's controlled by AI, a lot of people, they're talking about this AI like it has intelligence already beyond the human being and can think for itself and just go walking around spraying people. 24 people in the face, in the eyes, wherever. No. There's just, I think they're just trying. I mean, AI could be dangerous. Yes, indeed, it could be dangerous in that once it does start deciding for itself what's good and bad, and start doing, the hacking that you just heard, or do something else, shut things down, shut down a nuclear plant without, the right procedures and cause, another Fukushima. Those are the dangerous things about this AI. But you know what? If you isolate it, how is it going to get out? I mean, is it going to make up its own Wi-Fi system and then, blink itself over the phone lines and everything else into another? I don't know, you know what I'm saying, man? Just unplug the damn thing. Just unplug it. I'm sorry, people. Unless this AI has material in front of itself and knows how to build another power supply inside itself from material that it already has, it's not. You could just unplug the darn thing. Man, people. I used to be very gullible. Sometimes I still am, I guess, but yeah, 24 people. I'm sorry, man. That's just false news. Just a story that somebody picked up, decided it was, interesting. It's just fake. There is a lot of fake news out there. Most of it is fake. And I can't, go and say that I can discern every single one of them. No, I cannot. Just, any case, that one was kind of obvious. And also from IntelliHub, U.S. Navy to release genetically engineered organisms into the ocean, unleashing mass genetic pollution with devastating consequences. Yes, that's what certainly would happen. But why the heck would Navy be releasing genetically engineered organisms into the ocean? It's not for somehow collecting the isotopes or whatever from Fukushima and reducing the radiation in there, then this is just another science fiction story. Now, so anyways, no longer content to tinker with the genetic design of crops and humans, scientists at the behest of the U.S. military are now turning their attention to the world's oceans. Well, I hope they do before they're all gone. So the Pentagon is looking at various ways in which to genetically engineer marine microorganisms into living surveillance equipment capable of detecting enemy submarines, divers, and other suspicious underwater traffic. Oh, yes, very science fiction. So, okay, genetically engineered organisms. Okay, how can, unless they grow ears, I don't know, you figure it out, folks. Genetically engineered organisms in the ocean just for the sole purpose of detecting or having surveillance, detecting other submarines and divers. Oh, boy. IMF warns storm clouds are gathering for the next financial crisis. Boy, they've been building that up for weeks now. True or not, I mean, we all know that the stock market is just fake and it's just, Ponzi scheme. It's like a pyramid scheme to take, real people's money. It's kind of like a game of gambling for the elite. But with the intent of drawing people like you and me who, work hard for our money and, want to try and make something of it. And sometimes they do, and most times they don't. I have not known too many people who have made a lot of money in the stock market. And at most times they are losing money. I think it's just, what I think of it. It's the elite's little gambling game. In Israel, a special golden crown is being created for the arrival of the Messiah. And by the way, these are from End Time Headlines. They mostly get the news just like I do from other people, and they do a good job of it. So this Jewish rabbi that can trace his lineage directly back to King David has initiated a project to create a special golden crown for the Messiah. According to Rabbi Yosef Berger, the coming of the Messiah is drawn near. Well, we all know that, and we pray for that every day. And so physical preparations should be made for his arrival. This is yet another example that shows how eager many Jewish people are for the Messianic age to begin, or Messianic age, And Rabbi Berger actually believes that the creation of this crown will hasten the arrival of the king. Yeah, I don't think that's what's going to hasten the arrival of the king. If you know about our king, the king is, well, when he spent time on this earth, he was meek and, he was meek. He took the lowest position that there was. He is not going to come quicker because somebody has made a crown for him. He don't care about that crown. He cares for other things, and us being one of them. In any case, you can go read on. Talks about the 70 nations, blah, 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 more stuff. Yeah. Now the end begins. Cardinal George Pell, the Vatican's third most powerful official, convicted in Australia of sexually molesting young choir boys. Okay, people, more proof that more proof. Here's just some more proof. Days of Noah. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah. Transgender contestant may win Miss Universe. Hopes to send trans message to Trump. Yeah. Miss Universe. Yeah. And people we already know, but this world is, you could just, by the headlines alone, right? This world is just, so immorally in the gutter and been there for a while, and it just keeps going deeper and deeper into that pit. Hell is definitely enlarging itself. And we already know about this, people. This is the last article. Facial scanning takes a leap forward as Hertz plans biometric scans. Experts sound alarm. Well, I don't know what this alarm is all about, except, maybe for selling papers or clickbaits and whatever. They've had fingerprints in banks for a long time. Bank of America here in Connecticut has had a fingerprint, identification. You got to give them your fingerprint in order to use Bank of America accounts. And that's been around for a while. I have to use my fingerprint to get into my time clock at work. I tried facial recognition on this computer, and it did recognize me each and every time after that, mostly. So it's been around, it's here, and I don't know what you're so alarmed about. It's just technology. They already know what you're doing, where you're going, all these things, GPS signals, chip implants, whether they be in your car computer or, the tablet you're walking with or laptop you're using. The 4K devices at home. Everyone knows. First of all, This is just a copy. This is just Lucifer. Well, let's call him Satan now. He was called Lucifer, but let's call him Satan now. Okay? He has been, and until the Lord comes again, will continue to copy and try and duplicate everything that the Lord has made or done, and he tries to make a mockery of it. Okay, so this is Satan's way of knowing all, knowing you, knowing when you're doing this, when you're doing that. Okay, this is his way of being omnipresent when he normally can't be. Yeah, angels aren't omnipresent. They're just not. There's only one that is omnipresent. That's the Lord our God. That's it. And this is what Lucifer is trying to create here on earth. Okay? Because we war not against flesh, but against spirits and powers that be. You know, that's who we war against. Spiritually. And never so before have I been awakened to the fact that, yes, what happens in heaven happens on earth, or vice versa. I'm still working at it. It's a spiritual battle. We were born knowing that we were going to go, that we were going to end at a certain time. We knew that when we were able to think for ourselves anyway, or when our parents told us that we were. So what's so new about that? And people just, I guess you're just scared of it. Yeah, people don't, that's the problem. People are scared of it because they don't know where they're going. You can know where you're going. I know where I'm going. I'm either going to heaven or I'm going to hell. One of those two. And now that I've turned my life over to Jesus, I'm hoping that I'll be going to heaven. I can't guarantee that. He can guarantee, Jesus can guarantee that, but I have to, do it his way. And he showed us that way when he came here. He showed us how to do it because he lived it. He lived a life without sin. He lived a meek life. Sometimes not knowing where he knew, but he took the lowest spot on the earth. He gave up all his riches and all his heavenly, holy things. Whatever, his standing, his seat with God. That's it, people. That's it. That's all the news. And I know I went over again, so apologize for that. I'm trying to get it down to 30 minutes because nobody really, unless you have time. In any case, today is Wednesday, and I will be back Friday. If something comes up and it's an emergency. So in the meantime, take hold of your family. Protect them, love them, be an example for them, but mostly know where they are in life, in the physical world, and in spiritually. Know where they are. Know where their heads are at. Just talk to them. Forgive them. Ask for forgiveness. Don't offend, and don't take offense. Yeah, it's easy to say and very hard to do sometimes. Family means everything. Okay? That's what God is offering to us. One big happy family. Yeah, he is. So with that, everyone, God bless, and I will see you Friday. So peace out, everyone.